What's up, world? What is up, world?
What's up, world?
What's up, world? What's up, world?
What is up, world?
What is truly up, world? What's up, world? What's up? What's up, world? What's up, beautiful world? What's up, world? What's up, beautiful new world? What is up, world? What is up? What's up, world? What is up, world? What's 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 up? What's up? What's up, world? What's up, fan? What's up, world? What's the good word, fellow humans of Earth? What's up, world? Once again, it's your boy Sway from MTV News. And once again, we are back for the 30th time, episode 30 of Knifey Lion Radio. Now, more than ever, we are the gift. We seem to have stalled out about 22 short in the lunge for 400, but we'll keep plugging along. My name is Jonah. Follow Knifey Lion Radio on Twitter to get us over the hump and for amazing content. Joining me today, the indoor instigator, Zach.
Hi.
Nick and Chad are in a research lab in Antarctica. Cell service is iffy. This week we have the pleasure of talking about the 2-1 thrash of Penn FC. We'll pick a and an FCC of the week. In honor of Eminem's Killshot diss record, I will unveil the KLR Killshot track, which promises to turn soccer fandom on its head. Possibly some other musical moments from me and Zach as we wrap things up with
potpourri.
But I know one man who is watching FCC clinch the Eastern Conference with a forced grin through his tears, and that is the benevolent ruler of the underground domicile that bears his name, the John Harkes Cave of Wonders. Miss you, coach. But before the recap, this week, you'll never guess who our sponsor is. That's right, it's Speedway, home of the Speedy Freeze. This week, Speedway liked one of KLR's tweets. Now, I'm sure whatever millennial is in charge of their Twitter account likes any and everything with a Speedway mention, but I'll take this as a sign that our sponsorship deal is going from mostly in my own head to slightly towards reality. Folks, our demographic is an advertiser's wet dream, and when I finish my proposal to the folks at Speedway Incorporated, they'll have no choice but to fork over our sponsorship demands, and you guessed it, it's free Speedy Freezes. Don't be a slouch, get off the couch, and go to Speedway. Zach, any thoughts about Speedway this week?
Nope.
No.
But I did go twice. Again, no story, but
I'm sorry, you were breathing?
I'm yawning. Sorry.
Wow, it's a late one, 5:30. But first, you already know, it's everyone's favorite part of the show. It's the recap. FC Cincinnati traveled to Harrisburg to face Tommy Heinemann's, who wasn't even in the 18. Penn FC. Ooh, Zach, it's time to talk about the starting lineup.
Ah.
Anything really jump out at you before I look at what's bolded on my recap? Don't say no, because that's the wrong answer.
Yeah, Bart got the axe.
No longer captain.
No, this is Deckel's team.
No, the semi-interesting thing was Tyler Gibson back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, sorry. Tyler Gibson back in the starting lineup.
Also out there, Matt Boehner returns. Jimmy McLaughlin gets a start. Spencer Ritchie stays in goal now and forever. And yeah, K9 and Lasso reunited, and it felt so good. But let's get right into it. I missed it live, but I've dissected it like there's a Zapruder film ever since. What was it? In the 6th minute, a Danny Koenig and don't know his first name, Calvano foul incident. Zach, before I get really deep into this, could anything have prepared you for the Koenig Calvano incident that we'll be telling our grandkids about?
No, I've never seen anything like it.
That is true. I have never seen anything like this. So,
and honestly,
go ahead.
They didn't talk about it enough.
No, and then they wouldn't show the replay, and they made it. When I watched the replay on ESPN Plus, they had the Penn FC announcers, and they're like, "Oh, there's kids watching. We don't want to show this again." Yeah, so it was the 6th minute of the game. Danny Koenig gets called for a foul against our man Calvano, who's the captain of Penn FC. They got a little spicy, but the ref, who will live to regret this, brings them together to squash the beef. Now I'm going to give you scene for scene, act for act, play for play of exactly what went down. The ref brings him together. Calvana puts his arm around the back of Koenig's neck, kisses him on the right cheek, pats the back of his head several times after, some might say with slightly too much aggression. His last hand pat is on Koenig's left cheek and kind of pushes his face away. It seemed purposeful. Danny Koenig reacts by doing a similar cheek push to Calvana's left cheek. Now Calvana puts both hands around Koenig's neck and face, kisses Koenig's right cheek again. Calvana turns to walk away. Koenig grabs him by the front of his neck as he brings himself back in front of Calvana and then pushes him away by the neck. Calvana would not be silenced. Calvana then puts his right hand on the back of Koenig's neck and attempts to pull him in for a mouth-to-mouth kiss. Danny Koenig then shoves Calvana away by his face. The result? Yellow cards for both players. Zach, could you describe the incident in any more detail than I just did?
No.
What were your thoughts? It was confusing how quickly that escalated into a bizarre
It was
situation.
one of the more odd things I've ever seen. And I got to tell you, and this isn't like a joke, he should be banned.
Calvana?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
In what situation is that okay? Guy on guy, girl on girl, girl on guy, guy on girl. No matter what the fuck? That's a ban.
It was so bizarre, and I don't suspect anything happening afterwards, but if Koenig was Calvana, we know how the USL likes to do FCC. We'd never see Koenig's face again. He'd probably be banned from this country.
These Euros like to, they'll kiss on the cheek, whatever, no big deal. But this was so far beyond.
Forced front-facing open mouth kiss. Folks, you're not going to see that anywhere else but the USL, baby. But yeah, so that was that. I'll skip right ahead. Penn FC gets the first goal in the 33rd minute. A free kick goal headed back across the goal by a different player and tapped in by Penn FC. That was the goal. Did you see anything special?
No, it was kind of a stupid foul for Ledesma to give up, but...
Yeah, he got a yellow card off that. But if you looked at his face, he couldn't believe it.
He never can he? He did get a yellow card for it, too, and I think that was pretty harsh. I don't know.
They didn't show a great replay of it. You actually couldn't even see him make contact, but I'm assuming he did. But yeah, so then we move right along. That was the first half. Like I said, I was watching with no sound at the bar. It's really hard for me to tell what was going on, but from what I could gather, not a lot. The announcers for Penn FC said it was maybe their best half they'd put together the whole season. Would you agree or disagree, Zach, as an avid Penn FC viewer?
Yeah, it must have been.
I mean, it wasn't that great. They scored one goal off a free kick, but I mean, if you get a chance, watch on ESPN Plus because these announcers are a solid 10. Love what they're doing.
You were in Israel last week, right?
Gary, it was a great trip and a great opportunity. I hope that you will have an opportunity to do it sometime. The state of Israel is really a remarkable place, a tiny little country, about the size of New Jersey and about the population of the same, surrounded by enemies, yet it has prospered and is our principal ally in the region. It was really great to be there and to walk, if you're of the Christian faith, where Jesus Christ walked, which is pretty remarkable.
It's a great trip anyway you look at it. Now we have Dakers right in the middle. Dakers with a flat look.
I will say once again, Jonah did not give me the invite while joining his new brothers in the Pride. So I watched this game at home alone. Well, at least I had sound.
So there, halftime comes and goes. In the second half, Welshman comes on to replace Makeout King Koenig, as he will now be known, in the 61st minute. Nazmi and Kenny come in the 67th minute, so right away we get 3 subs. It's like we put our A-team back in the game. No offense to all the guys we took out. And almost immediately after they came in, FCC got on a break, 4-on-2. Ledesma played it through to Welshman on the left, who fired a decent shot at the keeper, who stopped it, but Ledesma's there to put it back in for an FCC goal. I said we're eating the fruits of Welshman's labor as usual. I'm pretty sure that scenario has happened several times this season. Zach, am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're not wrong. He's had a hand in a whole lot of goals.
Not only that, but I feel like actually him taking a shot that gets blocked and somebody putting in. I feel like this might have been the third time that I can recall off the top of my head. So we tied up 1-1 in the 84th minute. Corbin Bone makes some magic happen, steals the ball back from Penn FC near the top corner of the box, cuts inside, does a reverse Ledesma, curls one around the keeper in the top corner. Voice crack. That made it 2-1. Penn FC had a few other chances. A free header in the 87th minute. And the craziest moment of the game, a curler in from the left side that went past Spencer Ritchie, but not past the heavenly head of Forrest Lasso, who cleared it away. We win 2-1. We win the East. Haven't lost in 19 games, 8 straight. Koch is on the hot seat. Zach, what did you think about this 2-1 beatdown?
I wouldn't really call it a beatdown. That last,
What?
I don't know, 10 minutes, they were really fucking putting it on us. A little bit scary, not gonna lie.
We just win, though, apparently.
Yeah, we do.
They're rewarding my confidence this season. It was like that last, what was the last home game where we were down and then we came back and won? I never really, this one was probably more in doubt because I never like when we're playing on these away games. It feels like we're playing 2 years ago. It just takes me back in time. It doesn't feel like we're headed for the MLS when I'm watching these away games. It feels like we're stuck in USL purgatory hell. But we pulled it out. I looked at the stats like I always do. Big stat guy. Tyler Gibson led the team in passes. I know that doesn't really mean anything, but he was on the ball a lot. Zach, what'd you think of returning? I know he's been back, but returning starter, injured man, Tyler Gibson. Did he do it for you?
Yeah, he did do it for me. And yeah, Tommy G stole my line. Said he plays with urgency and a lot of, I don't know, speed.
Yeah, he covered a lot of, based on his heat chart, a lot of ground side to side, but then mostly holds back pretty deep. But
he's out there dictating play a lot and stuff like that. Things you wouldn't expect from someone who's not been playing a lot.
He's a
ever
Richie
for the
Ryan
team.
you can get behind because he's American. That's what Zach, that's what Nick, since Nick's not here, that's what Nick's always saying. Nick does not care for the Irish, that is for sure. No Irish pride from that redhead. Yeah, any other thoughts about the game? Since you had the sound, you might have had a better vibe for it.
No, as usual, when we play away, I kind of find it hard to look at the TV the whole time because it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's just not for me.
we're just dragging along. Boring if we lose. Boring if we win.
It feels like homework, but yeah.
But homework you're really good at. I can't relate.
I can't. do it.
Terrible student.
Got 2 high school dropouts only.
Anyways, so let's move right along to this week's
Dekel Smash.
Dekel Smash. There's not a lot of choices. I should have said I don't remember that, especially that I remember. I was going to go with Danny Koenig pushing that guy in the face. Quite a segment. For this week's FCC
Man
of the week. You know, I usually go second. This week, I'm going to go first. I'm going to give it to our formerly little broken boy, Tyler Gibson. Guess what, USL? He's all healed. He's patrolling the midfield. Doing a great job. So, Tyler Gibson, you're my man of the week. Zach, do you have another choice?
This might be a little played out, but Ledesma.
He can never be played out. Thought you were going to say Corbin Bone, but I'm going to be the deciding tiebreaker. I have Chad's vote, and Chad votes for Tyler Gibson. Folks, his first crack at it, and he gets it. Tyler Gibson, you've won the FCC
Man
of the week and a $50 gift card to James the Jeweler. Buy your mom something nice, because she birthed you. That'd be the right thing to do. I saw Pat Brennan tweeted out that he got locked alone in the stadium. I'm guessing from overthinking his pros. Zach, did you see that?
No, I think I unfollowed him on everything.
You didn't read about that?
No.
He said, I think I'm the last one in the stadium. And then he said all the lights were out, and he was the last person. And they locked him in. Apparently, he had to scale a 10-foot fence. Pat Brennan.
Get your shit together, man.
Yeah. Write that shit in the car, my dude. Glad you got out. Nice and safe.
You know who didn't make the trip? Old plagiarizer, Alex Steck.
Alex Steck, stop the plagiarization. Maybe we'll talk about that in potpourri. Before we get to potpourri, I want to play for you the KLR Kill Shot diss track. If you're not down with the kids or the 45-year-olds, Eminem came out with a diss track for Machine Gun Kelly, aka MGK, called Kill Shot. Well, I fucking flipped that thing on its head, used the beat to take aim at some of our detractors, and honestly, some people who didn't know they were my enemies until this track comes out. So check it. I'll also be posting later. If you're listening to this in the morning, I'll be posting the lyric video on Twitter so you can follow along, learn and listen. Zach is very upset that it is an edited version, but KLR is above and all for the children. If you've ever listened, this is geared towards children. So here it is, world premiere, Knifey Lion Radio.
Kill Shot.
I can't believe this is happening. Sorry. Game over.
I'm sorry that it came to this, okay?
Joe Vela just hit me on a text. Said a bird uses beard for a nest. Wait, did Heineman just hear the podcast? And he explodes like a Louisville sodgrass? CST to old men who are ultra can get it too, cause we invented the culture. Blade so sharp while you LARP with a kitchen fork. We talk shit while you stick to sports. The level that we reach with our speech is inspiring. Got a coach who can't lose and we call for his firing. Work a long job, I just stalk the gram. It's a pool day watching Patty Barrett get his legs tan.
Come at me.
An amazing blunder. Talk shit all day in the cave of wonders. It's a blazing summer. All shade in the 1-2-2 while you burn for the orange and blue. True tough lads losing, mobs and firms. Scream fuck Brad Rusin. It's time you learn that your ego is a hell of a drug. You really wanna talk shit wearing skeleton gloves while you waste your life yelling pro relegation. 5 whack dudes is your whole delegation.
You aren't a club or a team, you're a franchise.
It feels so good on the evil side. Yeah, we're owned by a billionaire. Tough luck while you jerk off to Elon Musk. Your team sucks.
That dude?
That's too easy. But I'll be over in the corner if you need me. I'll just stake out the steakhouse in an all-nighter. Follow back for a warm bath with an old-timer. Our new drummer's got some strange behavior. Free back rubs for studs from St. Xavier. Wow, all this from a podcast. Mr. Pac-Man says I'm fucking top lad. Double Bird Man is a meme on some fuck shit. Stumble all March so drunk barely function. USL teams try to peek with a peephole. Looking more wrecked than a Louisville tifo. I'm evil, guess what? Sprinkles is a robot. He can't hear your booze, he's a mindless mascot. My soapbox won't stop, we're 30 deep. And you hate that we're watching from the perfect seats. Don't find me, row 22, I'm not lonely. My voice cracks screaming. We want Cicerone! Kill shot, kill shot. That dude, that dude, that dude. Kill shot, kill shot, kill shot. Go, baby! Zach, thoughts?
I didn't know that you could spit such fire.
Well, it shows what you don't know. Because I did. There's blood all over this city. I wonder who the steakhouse guy is. That guy got it real bad. But shouts to everyone else. Zach, do you want to play your song now, or should we do a little potpourri first and work our way back?
We'll do a little potpourri, and it's not mine.
What do you mean?
I found it, but I didn't record it.
Oh, okay. Oh, can't wait to hear about that. Yeah, but for this week's edition of
Potpourri.
Wow, there's so much to talk about. Really not that much, but first I'll start off with. Was that good? There's a groundbreaking ceremony in Milford. No lawsuits. I can't fucking talk. No lawsuit's gonna slow this club down. God. A groundbreaking ceremony for our new training facility, and the big takeaway is Alan Koch, possibly the first time wearing any sort of hat. Zach, did you see Alan Koch wearing the construction hat? What were your thoughts?
No, when I clicked on it, the stream had frozen and everyone was freaking out.
Yeah, there's a lot to watch. Every goddamn goober who's ever stepped foot in Milford got to talk. It was way too much.
Yeah, so I just got back to work.
But yeah, Alan Koch looked like he was wearing a helmet on top of like an inflated balloon. It was up way too high. I think he was trying to preserve his hairdo. And I'm trying to picture, have you ever seen a picture of Alan Koch wearing I guess not a lot of soccer coaches wear hats. Maybe Tony Pulis, and the guy from the Rhinos.
The Riverhounds?
No, yeah. The Rhino Riverhound high school football coach. He wears a baseball hat too.
Yeah.
Not a common one, but I don't think Koch knows how to wear a hat, but good on him. Shoveled some dirt.
He seems like he might be a visor guy sometimes. Like a lot of those South African white guys wear visors.
A lot of people have been DMing about, what are your favorite Milford memories? Zach, what jumps out first in your mind? Our Nana lived in Milford.
Yeah, I would.
Do we have any memories outside of Nana's backyard? It's a snoozer.
Yeah, there's not really.
It's got a quaint little, dare I call it, downtown. You never see many people in it.
Yeah, Old Milford, I've been over there. I think I got a bike fixed, maybe. Yeah, nothing.
I don't know if you remember this. Actually, I'm sure you do. They were talking about possibly building the training facility there. And fucking Hispanic at the Disco, moderator of FCC Reddit, said, "Oh, that'll be great, because I bet a lot of the players will be living over there and they could pull from the talent over there or something." I was like, what the fuck are you talking about,
I remember someone
bro?
said, like, and that's the talent pool we'll be pulling from. I'm like, what the fuck? Do I want the fucking whitest crew cut wearing soccer academy? I don't think so.
And it's just like, And then I said, if all of our players are living in Milford, someone's giving them horrible advice. And I was fucking downvoted to smithereens. And that's true. Do you think, fucking, if Patty Barrett, he's living it up in Oakley right now, having pool days, if you had directed him first to Milford, that's just like, if there's
terrible.
nothing swinging about Milford.
It's for grandparents.
Yeah. I get if you're like wealthy, if you're a Reds player or a Bengals player, you kind of want to live away from the hustle and bustle. I get that. But no, if you're like an on the town FCC soccer player who's making $80,000 a year next year, if you're on the lower rung, you don't want to live in Milford.
No.
You're going to be going out in Mount Adams, downtown. I don't know.
Dreamboat, Russell Cicerone. You're swiping white on. If you're swiping right on all these girls on Tinder, tell me you live in Milford. They're not coming over.
No.
They're going to say, could you meet me halfway?
Nick's not here, but you know what he always says, his famous catchphrase, I always swipe white. Nick, next time you gotta be here to defend yourself. Definitely not cutting that out. But yeah, so Milford. Nothing wrong with Milford, but if you're a prospective MLS FCC player and you're listening to the podcast because you want the nitty gritty on FCC, my advice, don't do it.
No,
don't do it.
No,
it's always further than you think. You're like, oh, we're on. Jesus. 5 more exits. God damn. But yeah.
One other thing I noticed, a lot of the kids online are shortening the John Harkes Cave of Wonders to just the Harkes. I think just like
the Harkes Cave of Wonders?
No, they're just calling it the Harkes. Much like Red River Gorge, they call it the Gorge. And they're all just calling it the Harkes. And there's a hashtag, so I followed the hashtag and I stumbled across a live video of Death Cab for Cutie, hashtag the Harkes. I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, here's a cell phone video from Death Cab for Cutie.
Cell phone video audio.
Audio, yeah, well.
If you're not watching the video stream. It's hard to find. But sorry, introduce that again. Yeah, so it's a captured video from Death Cab for Cutie performing
one of their big hits, and it was hashtagged the Harkes. And I'll just let you guys be as surprised as me.
Wow. Let's take a listen real quick.
Odd, right?
Strange. What's their tie to or they're from the Northwest. I don't know what their tie is to John Harkes, but they clearly they've got some affinity for him. Or hatred. It's hard to say. I'll tell you someone who's really taken to repurposing my work. Alex Steck. I've got one example. So a month or two ago, we strung together about like 25 passes in a row. on one of the games. I made a video of it. I sped it up, and each time we did one of the passes, there'd be a ping sound, ping, and a counter would go up showing how many passes it was. It was a big hit, thousands of views, tons of views. So that was that. And then, so the other day, we know Manny Ledesma set the assist record for the USL. And as they should have, FCC put out a highlight video of all the assists. But I thought it was a little strange. Every assist was followed by a bing and a counter showing you the number of assists. Now, I don't want to say I've got a trademark on numbers and the ping sound, but I think we all know. I did it first. Someone was jocking my swag. And I'm biased. Zach, do you think they were, let's generously say, influenced by my passing video?
There's a thin line between influenced by and derivative of.
What would you call this? Also, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But I was not flattered, Miss Steck.
Let it slide this time.
But you're on warning, Steck. Some other things for potpourri. Zach, are you feeling, with the podcast especially, there's a little bit of a pre-playoff podcast malaise? I'm feeling it set in.
I thought maybe KLR had jumped the shark, but I think we're back.
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep pushing along. Somebody asked, what are you going to do during the playoffs? I mean, why wouldn't we just do the exact same shit? A better question will be, what do we do during the off season, Zach?
I don't know. I hope there's enough player signings, drafts, construction, things of that nature. Otherwise, I think by the time next season rolls around, we might be forgotten.
I thought at the very least there could be a weekly mini pod. And then if something exciting happens, or hilarious or bad, could come at you. Since this is the 30th episode, which everyone's very excited about, people are buzzing. No one thought we'd make it 30, but we're here. So I want to talk about some of our favorite moments, and I'm sure there's some of your favorite moments. I'll get it started. Sadly, a lot of my favorite moments involve me, and I know that seems ridiculous, but the first one that comes to my mind was me, I think it was in the first 10 episodes, implying Forrest Lasso could speak to the dead because he's religious. Zach, do you remember that one?
Yes.
What a hoot. Zach, this one's about you. I know you remember this. I don't know if you guys remember. This is an episode Chad was on the podcast, if you can remember that far back. Chad said his wife was a social media manager and knew nothing about what the company really does. Zach asked if the company was beagoodwife.com. Remember that, Zach?
Yeah, it was a harsh burn. I think I apologized immediately after.
Yeah, but it was worth making the joke. Zach, what stuck out the most about this 30 episode run?
I would say us clamoring for Nazmi, wanting him to take Corbin Bones' spot. That sticks out for me. Biggest regret, maybe.
Was there a moment that you thought, wow, Knifey Line Radio's really made it?
I think when Patty attacked us, then I was like,
oh yeah, really big time now. And then he deleted it because he knew you mess with the dog, you might get bit.
I think he saw a picture of Chad. I was like, oh baby, I better fucking bail.
So yeah, that was a good one. Zach, my question for you: when we started this all, we barely even recorded that first episode. How many episodes did you think we'd make it?
Usually my interest in things peters out pretty quickly. I was thinking maybe 5 or 6.
And now we're at 30. If I haven't mentioned that. But since it is the 30th episode, the episode you never thought would come, we have created a track we made to celebrate and honor the 30th episode of Knifey Line Radio. So I invite you all to listen right now. Take a listen.
You thought we were a joke, but nobody's laughing. My God, it's the girls, Robin Williams. We have no German pride. I'm half Irish, but we do have very exceptional life. Sharp weapon or an object, lion, a ferocious beast in the radio, making noises loud. Now a podcast making gorgeous sounds. Knife, sharp weapon or an object, lion, a ferocious beast in the radio, making noises loud. And now a much longer. Knife, sharp weapon, or an object. Lion, a ferocious beast. And the radio, making noises loud. Now a podcast making gorgeous sounds. Knife, sharp weapon, or an object. Lion, a ferocious beast. And the radio, making noises loud. And now a podcast making gorgeous sounds. Knife, sharp weapon, or an object. Lion, a ferocious beast. And the radio, making noises loud. Now a podcast making gorgeous sounds. Knife, sharp weapon, or an object. Lion, a ferocious
Nailed it.
beast. And the radio,
Captured our essence to a T. But since we'll have one more thing to talk about, we talked about this many episodes ago, but as we've clinched the Eastern Conference, I can smell the MLS just around the corner. Are there do you want to update your MLS player list?
I don't remember what I said before. I don't
think we mentioned Spence.
Well, the thing is, last time we were like, we'll only take like...
It was Evan Newton's
We were
team,
like,
yeah.
we only take like maybe 5. Now I think we're taking more than that.
I would add, I don't think we mentioned Spencer because it was still Evan Newton's team at the time.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
I don't think we mentioned Patty either.
No. Well, he hadn't played.
I'm not blaming us. I'm just saying that would be a change.
And honestly, my opinion on keepers, I don't really know how to rate ours compared to MLS keepers.
I feel like it should kind of translate.
It should.
well.
I don't even know their size. I haven't looked it up.
Evan Newton
He's a little guy.
seems taller. You just called him little, so that proves that because we don't know. But Evan Newton to me seemed like the taller ones. Spence is a little younger, but as we know, goalies can play until they're much older. Patty Bart, I wouldn't, I just assumed it was a no, but he's kind of found his footing.
Here, let me give you my list here.
Go for it.
This will be plenty controversial, I'm sure. Here's what I'm taking. Nazmi, 3 new guys, obviously. Cicerone, Corbin Bone, Ledesma, Lahoud.
Lahoud's surprisingly old.
Yeah.
I just checked his age.
No, he is. He's
I'm
been
not
around.
saying don't take him, but I was a little bit surprised.
Then my bubble players are Lasso, Welshman, Patty, Richie Ryan,
Yeah.
and the keepers. So here's who's out. Get your hearts ready.
I guess that is the more interesting one.
Danny Koenig, Kenny Walker, Dekel, Justin Hoyt, Matt Boehner, Blake Smith, Jimmy McLaughlin, Amiobi.
Wow. Hearts crushed across the city when that Amy Obi name dropped out of your mouth.
But honestly, it makes me sad to look at that list. But that's
Blake
fine.
Smith might be the most, I don't know, some people hate Blake Smith, not personally. And then some people see the good in Blake Smith. He's got the vibe when he's on that you're like, oh yeah. You forgot Sem DeWitt.
Yeah, no, he's
Coming
not
or going?
He's going.
He's-
Sorry. Yeah, Blake Smith, he can look really good, I think, against a mediocre opponent. But then if he has someone that can attack with any type of proficiency or whatever the fuck, he kind of panics, and I think he gets burned a lot. People think I'm an idiot for picking Cicerone or...
Yeah, but I think everyone knows we're not saying Cicerone is going to be the starting winger of the MLS team next year. But I think it'd be worthwhile. We'll have the spots, get him out there. Get him practicing with the big guys, and I think he could earn a moment. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really disagree with any of those, but we'll see. We'll see who... God, let's hope we win a playoff game to start with. That'll be rough if we got in the first one. People seem to be really concerned about possible opponents in the playoffs. I am not. I don't want to play Louisville. Otherwise, I don't really care. Zach, is there anyone you particularly don't want to play?
Louisville and Nashville, I think we've looked like shit against every time.
Final thoughts on anything and everything, Zach, before we close up shop on this, maybe a reflection on this 30th episode. Wow.
I mean...
Where's the time?
It really just did turn into a musical extravaganza.
That's what the folks love. They love the music. And this diss is... Do you think any of the people who I dissed are thinking about retaliating?
Well, let's think. Does Joe Vela listen? Probably not. That dude who got busted using a separate username.
That dude got found out using a burner account. Forgot to switch.
And
he's also named Cincinnati and that dude.
And after all that shit, he's afraid to go to OTR without a weapon.
Shout out for him for not wanting to have a gun. It's the smartest thing he's ever done is realize he should not have a gun.
That is something.
Because if you told him to shoot, he'd say, how high? That dude! Feels good. I haven't done that in a while. But thanks for listening. Tell you what, folks, our listens have been nothing if not steady. Very steady. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's a solid number, folks.
It's enough that I find it worth it to record week after week.
I know that there's people counting on me. You're the fire, that which gives me desire. Avril Lavigne, Fuel, favorite song.
Anyway, there's a great shot of Lars rocking out to Avril's rendition of Fuel. If you guys want to YouTube that.
On that note, FCC first place forever, clinched forever. A couple more points and we quenched. Yep, we quenched the whole QSL.
I was thinking about Quincy Jones producing We Are the World.
Yeah. I was the Quincy Jones of this track.
Comes full circle.
First place forever, Louisville never. A rising tide lifts all boats forever. Rise together.